more. That's how I would really describe the Central Indiana real estate market here in a nutshell. This is Andy Leakey, a part of Andy Leakey and Associates with FC Tucker, coming to you once again with a monthly Central Indiana real estate market watch update. And definitely what we see here as we look at the numbers for the May market watch, which is, as you always know, it's always 1 month behind, so it's April statistics because May hasn't been completed yet. But more, right? That's really kind of the dynamic that I'm seeing right now. We have more listing, we have more sales, and actually we have a little bit of higher prices going on as well too. So we're slowly getting back to normal here in Central Indiana. And like I always do, when I provide this monthly update to you, I'll compare what the stats are right now in comparison to a year ago, so April of 2024, and then also 4 years ago. And it really is interesting that even though we are continuing to get into a healthier market, it's still very different than it was 4 years ago, and we'll talk about what that looks like a little bit. So in Central Indiana, for the month of April, we had 43% more homes for sale than we did a year ago. That's over 1,400 listings. So 1,400 more homes came on the market in April than in the previous year. In Hamilton County, you were up 28.7% in inventory. So 146 more sales came up. And in Marion County, you were up 45.1%, over 600 listings on the market in Marion County for the month of April. Home sales were also up. Now, as you've heard me talk about in previous monthly market updates, home sales are down a little bit, and they're not going up at the speed of the inventory by any stretch of the imagination. So buyer demand is weaker, but that doesn't mean that it's weak, right? It's kind of one of those things that since we're in getting ready for the Eastern Conference Finals here with the Pacers and the Knicks, it's like, hey, Jalen Brunson or Tyrese Halliburton, one may be stronger or weaker than the other, one may be more skilled or less skilled than the other, but they're both pretty damn good, right? So that's kind of what we're talking about here. So in Central Indiana, home sales were up 9.1% from a year ago. That's 280 more home sales that were made in the month of April. In Hamilton County, 6.8% more home sales. So that was 36 more home sales. And in Marion County, 6.3%, 77 more home sales. So again, we're seeing more sales activity, not as much as we're seeing higher listings go on the market, but we're still seeing sales pick up a little bit. However, again, and you've heard me say this as well too, because the listings are moving up faster than the sales are, we see the market slow down in general a little bit more. But I'll talk about how that's, there's averages, and then there's the dynamics of what's happening. So because of that, the average home on the market has been let's see here, about 35 days in Hamilton County, in Marion County. Home prices have gone up in the last year 5% in Central Indiana. So that means that the average homeowner in Central Indiana has seen their home value go up $14,000. In Hamilton County, it's gone up 5.4% to the tune of $23,000 in equity, and then 3.6% in Marion County. So about $8,500. So again, we're not seeing home prices soften. They're going up here. So as I like to do, though, I always like to compare it to 4 years ago, and this is where it gets really interesting. If you guys remember 4 years ago, in the throes of COVID, right? No homes for sale, cheap money, sales going off the hook, sales going $50,000, $60,000 above list price in many instances. But what does it look like? Well, in Central Indiana, we have 159% more homes for sale now than we did 4 years ago. That is 2,880 sales. Dang, that's close to 3,000 more homes for sale, I should say, not sales, but homes for sale. In Hamilton County, we have a 201.4% increase in inventory from 4 years ago, 437 more homes. And in Marion County, 92.2% more homes for sale now than 4 years ago. That's 986 more homes for sale. However, home sales So we have a lot more homes for sale than 4 years ago when things were absolutely nuts. But we actually have quite a bit less sales than we had 4 years ago. So in Central Indiana, we have 17.1% fewer home sales. That's 690 fewer home sales than we had in the month of April in 2021. Hamilton County down 16%, so 113 fewer sales now than compared to 4 years ago when money was cheap and nothing stayed on the market for very long. And then in Marion County down 20%, so 420 fewer homes sold. So again, and that's when the market was going so fast. Homes on the market for like 6 days at that point in time. We're like 6 times longer than that at 35, 36 days now. So again, the biggest thing I want to stress right now is if you're somebody looking to make a move, now's a good time, right? We can kind of get lost in the weeds with the numbers, but there's more homes for sale, so buyers have more choice. Sellers are competing more, and there are more home buyers than there were a year ago, but there's not the frenzy that there was 4 years ago. But what does that mean? Because because keep in mind, if we go back even further, we still have fewer homes for sale than we did 5 years ago, 6 years ago. Even though we have more people living here in Central Indiana and Hamilton County, and Marion County as well. So what does that mean? I'm going to share a couple instances. The last 3 deals that I've been a part of, 2 of them had multiple offers and went above list price. One was in Noblesville, and one was in and actually they were across all price ranges. One was in Noblesville for over 800. Another one was in Westfield around 500, and then there was another one near Fountain Square that was about 270, 260, something like that. So 2 of them had multiple offers. The other one went for list price and had a lot of traffic. We were able to get there before other buyers to kind of wrap that up. So if your home is positioned well, if you are being strategic in how you're on how you're marketing it, both in price and in condition, and in who you're marketing to, you still can get a premium for your house. That is still certainly there. However, I have there's other homes I know that have sat on the market for a long period of time. And again, with the average market time being 35 days, not that that's a long time in the grand scheme of things, but if you're not detail oriented in the opportunity that you're presenting to the marketplace as a seller, you're going to sit. If you're not positioned well, you're going to sit. And that's where working with a realtor and working with a team that knows how to maximize your home value is very vital. So from a buyer standpoint, knowing how to craft offers to potentially beat multiple offers, or to be strategic in what homes have been on the market a little bit longer so we can negotiate more. I had another deal where we were able to negotiate almost $16,000 off of what the original list price was, and comparing that to what it was after inspection. So being strategic about that is very important as well too. And that's really what we do here at Andy Leakey Associates. We are masters at crafting opportunities that help both our sellers and our home buyers win, really in any market. When you've been doing this for 21 years like I have, we've been through a lot more than what your typical agent and typical team has. So if you're looking to work with somebody that knows how to maximize opportunity in this market, I'm really excited. I've been investing in some real estate here recently, doing some 1031 exchanges. Some of you guys that are investors out there might know what that is. If you don't know what it is and you want to know, drop a comment, and I'll be happy to get back to you on what that is. But we're really excited about what's going on in the market right now and kind of where things are headed. And if you know somebody that really wants to get this in the trenches perspective from a true pro and an expert here in Central Indiana, why don't you share this video with them? Why don't you tell them to reach out to us? We would love to serve them. And as always, we're never too busy for your referrals. Thanks so much.